I'm Rita Crandall and this is V-Bite, and today I want to talk about Varney the Vampire. I mentioned this before, but I started reading this now in more detail, and I mentioned that it is a penny dreadful for those of you who have been following the show. And a penny dreadful is a little pamphlet that they had in England during the Depression, because people were so poor and depressed, and they didn't have any outlet. So these little pamphlets came out that were mostly horror stories, like Sweeney Todd was a penny dreadful. Anyway, Varney was one of the first vampire things ever written, maybe the first, really. It was written before Bram Stoker's Dracula, and actually he pulled a lot from Varney. So I started reading I read the introduction first, which was really well done by James Malcolm Rymer. And he really wanted to give Varney the attention that it needed, because this guy was pretty brilliant, and he was actually ridiculed quite a bit for his writing, but it's amazing. Anyway, so I started reading it, and each chapter is a penny dreadful, and they're very short, so it's a good nighttime, like a bedtime story. So that's what I'm going to do, is read them all just before I go to bed at night, and maybe have some awesome nightmares. Anyway, it's classic vampire so far, and he started the classic vampire. So if you are a vampire aficionado, Varney the Vampire is a must read. And we do sell it, but you can also get it on Amazon. And I mean, you're going to be intimidated when you first see it, because it is huge and the print is tiny, tiny, tiny. There you go. But like I said, each chapter is pretty short, so it's not that intimidating once you get started. It actually intimidated me. It took me a while to get started. Okay, so check out Varney the Vampire for sure. Okay. Now, also, I got a letter today, and I posted this on Facebook, from a gentleman named Robert, I can't read, Raymond, who wants to sell me Louisiana Nutrias, pelt coats, like they would look like that. The large one, the small one. And here's the dilemma, is that I don't know, first of all, if there's a market for them, if anyone would buy them. And so that's what I'm asking, for one. But also, Nutria were brought here in a really strange way. They never should have come to New Orleans. They are a rodent, and rich people brought them here because they wanted to farm their coats, not realizing what a horrible dilemma it was for the wetlands and for everything, our whole ecosystem. And so there is a bounty on their head. They have like Nutria season, and you get tags for Nutrias, and they actually pay you for the tails. That's all they want. They don't want the whole bodies. So these hunters are doing that to help the ecosystem, actually, and then they're able to sell the pelts. And you can make, actually I've seen a really beautiful pelt out of Nutria. Now, I personally am not a fan of any kind of really fur, unless it's a werewolf that I have personally captured myself. But anyway, I think it's a shame to let the pelts go to waste. So if you're going to buy a fur coat anyway, would a Nutria be something you'd want? Or would you like to make Davy Crockett hats out of these? Or is there a market for Nutria? So let me know. And if there is, I will get them for you. All right, we'll see you soon on V-Bite.